Hello guys, welcome to Decroft. In this video you'll get to know that what is APS, who needs APS, and how to apply, and the checklist of APS and my timeline. And at last you'll see like how to fasten your APS process and let you know the steps to fasten your process. Okay, so this is the APS website, and this APS certificate is basically the prerequisite for your visa application, and it serves as an evidence of your legitimacy of your Indian academic records, or you can say which outlines the essential eligibility criteria that German universities uses when considering the candidates for your course admission. So you can visit on this page, and for more queries, you can go to FAQs. The most of the queries are already answered here. You can refer this also. Before apply, I'll say to go to the checklist first and download these documents. This first one, which is the consent form, download it. I'll let you know when I'll be again mentioning the thing that which documents required. I'll again mention the thing. The second thing which you have to download and check, like if you're applying after 12th, you have to download this checklist. If you're applying having J mains and advanced qualified, you have to download this checklist. Otherwise, in our case, I'll be explaining for masters and PhD. So you have to download this, the graduated one. Okay. So refer to this document. Everything is mentioned here. So that this document needs to be posted to the APS office. How much money needs to be sent to which account. This is the account number mentioned here in which you can transfer the money. But I'll suggest don't refer this method. You just prefer sending the money via online. Okay. And also you can see here it's written like you have to have any German, either German language proficiency or the IELTS or TOEFL. Like they all have mentioned that do not provide the language of instruction letter. So earlier there was a myth that you can do with this also, but since they already have mentioned it clearly, so prefer having any language certificate, either the German language certificate or the IELTS one. Okay, and yeah, that's it in this document. I'll again come to this checklist. I'll show you the document which needs to be posted later on in this video. Okay, so once you have visited the site, go to the apply section and apply for the APS process. Okay. Now you can apply on the site, create a username, create a password. Again, then next you have to fill your personal information here, first name, last name. I'm just creating everything as a sample. You can fill it according to use. Now let me fill this part. Okay, DOB, your place of birth, your nationality, then India. Let me do this part a bit faster to save your time. Okay, now you can attach your passport. The front and back of the passport should be attached. The Aadhaar number, your passport number, and contact number, you can fill it accordingly. And apart from this contact, your email, and yeah, that's all. Once this passport is also uploaded, enter this address. Next, let's go to city. Okay, now you can fill the educational details here. You can put CBSE, ICSE, whatever board it is, and 10th passing year. You can enter your passing year, now 10th percentage. Quite funny. If someone like Divya Namdev has 400%, he or she cannot enter his percentage, his or her percentage. Okay, no worries. They need to rectify it. 12th percentage, passing year and all. Then yeah, that's all. J mains marks and J advanced marks if you already have qualified and given. You can enter those informations also. Now talking about the bachelor's education, if applicable, then you can fill it everything, and yeah, be very cautious here that while filling the student login ID and password, because this one is the one they use while verification on call. So be very cautiously enter this detail, and also the bachelor's professor's mail ID. It should be the working one and it should be the college mail ID on which they can mail and get and reply. So these three details you have to fill very cautiously. Now, if you have a test case score, you can fill it. Otherwise, just skip it simply. If you have an language certificate, if either IELTS or German, then you can enter. And yeah, then that's all. If it's the payment side, don't fill it anything. If you are doing online payment, just skip it. Go to CCA menu and then do the payment. Let's do it. Pay. Okay. Okay, my network gone, so no worries. If this case has happened with you, then you can again go to the payment option. I'll show you where you can go. No worries, just use the user ID which you have entered there and the password and do login. Once you're logged in, then go to this payment details. You have to click here on document verification. In this form you have to click here and go to payment details, and here you will get an option of paying again. So in my case it's already done, so I cannot see that, but you will see this pay again, and you can just simply click on that and pay the 18,000 fee online. That's it for applying. Okay, now let's move to the checklist. So you have to attach one passport size pic, and the first document which you need to have is the document verification registration submission, which you can download it directly from the APS dashboard, which is of 4 page having your photograph already in it. So you have to sign on all the 4 pages, and yeah, that's all. Then this is the payment. The second document which you have to attach is the 18,000 payment. Like in my case, I have done it via bank account, so I have taken a print out of it and attached this document also. So just be careful to self-attest this payment sheet also. The third one, you need to have the Aadhaar copy. So self-attest that Aadhaar copy also and write down the linked number on the Aadhaar card photocopy. Okay, just write it down on the same sheet. And then passport front and back both you need to have. Also self-attest this passport also. Then your 12th certificate front and back, 12th mark sheet front and back. Then your BTech all semester results, and all semester results should be printed front and back if there is something on back side also. Okay. Then your degree, your transcript official if you have any. All these things you need to take a print out of it. Okay. Then the IELTS result you have to print it that also. And the consent form, which I have already shown you at the very starting, that you have to take a print out of consent form, sign it, and mention the dates and all. So just take all these documents, put that in an envelope, an A4 size envelope, and directly post to the address also, home to post. Okay, so you can use this A4 envelope and write it down from and to this address mentioned here. Just use this format and you can post it simply. Also, I prefer India Speed Post or DHL service, whichever suits you best. But both have a good tracking system, so you can use any of them. Okay, now let's have a look upon my timelines, like when I applied and when I received my final APS. The very first, I applied on 24th of April. I did my online APS application process and also did the payment to APS bank account. And at the very next day, I have prepared all the documents and posted all the documents via Indian Speed Post on 25th of April. And once it's delivered on 1st of May, the documents reached to APS. I have checked via Indian Speed Post tracking. After 1st of May, I have been waiting for long to get the APS. Didn't receive any updates. So on 28th of June, not actually on 28th, before that I asked my professor to draft a mail. I asked him to send it to the APS. And be very careful that when you are sending the documents to APS, it should be under 2 MB. Like when my professor sent the mail to APS, it was not accepted as the document was over 2 MB. So I have compressed the document and made all my certificates, the bachelor certificate and all things, under 2 MB only. Then my professor again resend the process, and after 28th June also I haven't received any update. So I was worried as the VFS process also needs to be done after the APS. So I was worried. So I again have mailed them on 10th of July, and that mail was quite detailed and like all the tracking, my payment transaction ID, my documents, and everything I have attached in that mail, and asked them for urgency, like it's very urgent, do the things and all. I may miss the winter semester, and yeah, since they are receiving the mail, thousands of mail daily, so just create the mail in that format so that it looks attractive and someone may focus on your mail. Like yeah, what you can do is to use different colors where it's necessary. Bold, use the bold letters just to attract their attention, because they used to look on the mails, and if it's you have to attract their attention, and you have to format the mail in such a way that they look into your urgency and yeah, look upon your application. So just I did on that on 10th of July. On 11th of July, I received the verification call and APS verification complete mail on that same evening. And then finally, the digital APS certificate received via mail on 12th of July. That was the lucky day for me. I got it from a long wait. So these are the mails I send it to the APS office. So as I've already mentioned, that my professor has mailed on 28th of July. 27th of July he also mailed, but that as I mentioned, the document size was large, so he has to resend the email. So he again resend it on 28th of July. And these are the mails I received from APS. Like you can see that on 17th of on 12th of July I got my APS. And the funny thing is that on 25th of July I got the mail that your account is activated after getting the mail of my certificate. So yeah, as I already mentioned, if you want to fasten your process, just do the online payment, follow all the instructions mentioned in the checklist, all the documents just arrange accordingly and send it to the APS, and ask your professor to mail it. Just enter the right credentials while filling the application, that is your bachelor's login ID and password and professor's mail ID. These are all the things you can do your process soothingly and smoothly. Yeah, so that's all from my end. Let me know in comments if you have any queries. And guys, if you think the video is useful, you can subscribe, and do let me know in comments if you have any query. I will be uploading my further journey in upcoming videos. Bye bye, all the best.